Jared Polin, Photo.com, and this is your...
How often does this happen?
Photo News Fix. This fix is brought to you by Storyblocks, which has been an invaluable asset for us for well over 10 years at this point.
10 years!
It's where we get all those amazing PR photos from, because I know you didn't think that they were real, but they're actually real. Storyblocks gives us unlimited access to royalty-free photos, videos, music, sound effects, vectors, motion backgrounds, and so much more for one subscription cost, which means you never pay per clip. On top of that, there's a Storyblocks plugin for Adobe Premiere Pro that allows you to search all of Storyblocks right from Premiere, and that is such a time saver. And for those of you who use DaVinci Resolve, templates are now available in your Storyblocks library. In fact, in celebration of athletes winning stuff, here's a Storyblocks clip of a woman crossing the finish line. Yeah, because she looks like she actually ran a race. Anyway, we pretty much use something from Storyblocks in every single video that we make. To sign up for Storyblocks or to learn more, head on over to storyblocks.com/fro. First up, I've got some Instagram news, but before I give you that, has anyone else noticed that you no longer can see the date that a post was shared and you can't fast forward during a reel? Yep, for the last few weeks, I can no longer see when a post was posted, and that's a problem for so many reasons. One, when you're researching going somewhere or where someone currently is to get a feel for that location or the weather, you have no idea if it was posted an hour ago or a year ago. And two, when you meet someone that you met on a dating app and you want to spy on their IG just to make sure that their pictures are current, you can't. And the last thing that I want is to be catfished.
My catfish are ready.
Now maybe this is just for business or professional accounts, because when I switch into a regular account, all of that info is there. Now in terms of not being able to fast forward reels anymore, I know I used to be able to click and drag forward or back, but now that's gone as well. Now I guess they're doing that to force you to be sucked in for longer on reels.
I literally can't stop watching them.
Two horrible changes if you ask me. Now, you might not see the same thing that I'm seeing if you're on a personal account. Now onto the IG updated news. You can now share up to 20 freaking photos on a post. Once again, my business account doesn't have that option just yet, but my personal account does. Look, it's hard for people to share 3 solid images, let alone 10, and now 20? You see a lot of crap.
These aren't just old pictures, they're our family.
But maybe it's not just about images for the people at Instagram. Maybe they want 20 slides so that you can share a bunch of photos and videos and text and other stuff all in one post. Now, what do you think about these changes? Let me know down below. Next up, Sony Alpha Rumors is hitting us with a leak of what might be a new Sony 85 1.4. They claim that their trusted source says the 85 1.4 GM2 will be released in late August, and shared some low-res images as proof. Sony's current 85 1.4 came out in 2016, and guess what? It absolutely sucked. Oh, what's that sound? Oh, that's the money truck that doesn't exist backing away. Bye, Sony money truck that doesn't exist. Let me explain myself here. I'm sure in 2016 that it was a good lens that was good enough for the bodies that Sony had out at the time. But a few years back, when I went to review it against Sigma's new 85 1.4 Art E-mount lens, I thought my copy was broken because every other picture was out of focus. Well, we scrambled to get a second copy here at the studio, and guess what? That one sucked as well. That lens seriously misses focus on basically half of the photos that you take. So if you own one of those lenses and you always thought that you should be getting more stuff in focus, yeah, guess what? It's not you, it's the lens.
Oh, that's good to know.
Nonetheless, Sony is in need of an updated 85 1.4, and that would be nice, but what would be even nicer is an 85 1.2.
Why?
Now, why, you may be asking? Well, I mean, Canon has one, and even Nikon has one, so for Sony to not have something that Nikon has, well...
That's not an idea. That's a twist.
On top of that, Sony's 50-1.2 is one of the sweetest lenses I've ever used. Pure perfection any way you slice it. Anyway, if this lens is real, we might not have a long time to wait until it is released. Next up, the people at Funa Photographer, aka, me, with the help of Canon, have done it again. Now, for those who don't know what Funa Photographer is, it's a side project that I started, and with the help of Canon, we get camera gear to kids, schools, young adults, other type of adults, and people who could use a leg up. Now to date, they have given me over 250 bodies and lenses ranging from 1DX Mark IIIs all the way down to T6Is and basic kit lenses to 400 2.8s, 600 f4s, and even 800 5.6s. Yeah, it's kind of bonkers, I know. Well, we did it again with a video called A New Beginning, where I surprised a recent high school graduate with his very own kit. Check this out right here. Got this.
Oh man, that's a good camera, man.
We're stepping you up. This is a 1DX Mark II.
Wow.
1DX Mark II. To check out the full Funa Photographer video, be sure to click the link down below after Fix is done. A huge thank you to Canon, Think Tank, and ProGrade Digital for helping us make Fund a Photographer possible. And finally, is this a picture of the long-rumored internal zooming Canon RF 70-200 2.8Z?
Duh.
I mean, this looks like pretty indisputable evidence to me if I had to guess. Now, Canon Rumors shared this photo from the Olympics and said it isn't white.
Right.
What they are referring to is Canon 70-200 2.8s are generally white, but this lens will be black. And I quote, "Folks tend not to like things that aren't black on shoots." Phone call. I wonder who that could be. Hello?
How dare you?
Oh, thanks, Greta. Canon's current 70-200 2.8 is an external zooming lens, which is great for traveling due to its more compact size, but it's always been an awkward zooming lenses in my opinion, meaning the throw of the zoom takes forever to get out to the end, whereas Sony 70-200 2.8 version 2 G Master is exquisite when it comes to the zoom throw. If this lens is real, I think it will be priced the same as the 24-105 2.8, which is $3,000. And since the original Canon RF 70-200 2.8 is $2,800 normally, something tells me it will be phased out.
I'm an obsolete design.
But more than anything, this shows us why Canon needs Tamron and Sigma to release an affordable 70-200 2.8 option, because most people don't need to drop $3,000 for this lens, and it would be nice to have lesser expensive RF lenses for those people who aren't the top of the line pros.
Best of the best, sir.
And there you have it. That's your photo news fix this time around. Thank you very much for watching. Jared Polin, PhotoKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.